Hello and welcome to the daily Forex wrap up. This for worldwide markets. We're going to start with the euro dollar today. We're looking at the 1 hour chart on the euro dollar, and pretty much as you can see, the markets opened on Sunday with a very large gap to the downside, about 30.50 to 29 roughly. It's about 150 pip gap, and this was as a result of the Cyprus bank levy potential that is coming up. The vote should be a little bit later today, and I personally am in a holding pattern at this point with the euro dollar. I want to see what happens with the vote. I really don't want to force any trades on the euro simply because right now we're in a state of instability. But if you insist on trading the euro, normally what has happened in the past with large gaps when the market opens is in the first few days of trading, it has a tendency to fill the gap. It's a pretty large gap. You can see that it did start to fill it in, but we have stalled at 29.50. So I would pretty much wait until any votes happen, see what happens as a result of those votes, and see where the price action goes. If it does look like it's not going to be as bad as originally thought, then that would be a great opportunity to try to trade this to fill the gap. If the sentiment continues to be negative to the euro, you could see this thing shoot down. We're in unprecedented territory, and we haven't really seen any major bank levies of this magnitude anywhere, and it would be some unprecedented news. So just be careful when you're trying to trade around news, and you're trying to trade something of this magnitude. We're going to move to gold next. Usually when you have major news events and the possibility of market weakness, gold has a tendency to see a benefit. Definitely when the market opened on Sunday, we saw a major jump. We had actually looked at gold to be getting down towards, a little bit weaker and, staying under 1600, and, things were drifting a little bit towards the downside, and then this news came out, and gold is always the haven. People get scared, and, they take their money out of cash and have a tendency to put it in gold. They take it out of the currencies and put it into gold. So we did see about $15 to $20 increase in gold. We got as high as like 1611, 1612 yesterday, and now we're kind of floating sideways again at 1605. And once again, if the euro continues to downgrade and people are scared for their money and people are running to the banks and pulling their money out, and public perception is that there's a lot of instability, gold should pretty much continue to go up. But if it's not as bad as people fear, and it kind of makes its way out of the news relatively quickly, then you probably will see gold regulate and move back down into the high 1500s, and then once everything stabilizes, it'll continue to probably ease towards the downside. So once again, we want to see what happens with the euro. Right now, the euro dollar is dominating the market news. You'll see as a result on some other currency pairs, major moves, major gaps. As a result, as you see here, the Aussie had a little bit of a gap when it opened, and then it filled the gap. So you can see that it does have a tendency to happen that way. It's just the euro dollar gap was very large, so we want to wait and see what happens before we make any moves. That's all for today. Good luck with your trading, and we will see you tomorrow.